The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Pull up your favorite chair in the shed and join us as we leap forward a few levels with Nesolis, Kalam'te, Truk, and Aleyna after a siege at the Monastery. The party is awarded special items from the sensei as we get started. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to The Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online, of course, at adventuresfromtheshed.com, as well as many other places like Google, Bing, Stitcher Radio, Google+, iTunes.
We're even on YouTube.
We just had a Halloween special go out. We're very excited to have people watch that. It's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy it.
Why do you laugh?
Find it. Because it was fun to do.
Yes,
we're going to go around the table and say hi, starting with...
Hi, everyone. This is Mickie. I play Nesolis, who is the warlock and tiefling of the crew. Go ahead, James.
JJ here, playing Kalam'te, the vengeance paladin of capitalism.
Hey, everyone. This is Kurt. I am playing the human monk Truk, and I'm glad to be back after missing a couple of rounds of adventuring.
You were petrified.
I was
Hey
petrified.
guys, this is Brittany. I'm dying.
Yes, that is Brittany.
I'm playing Aleyna, the human fighter.
Brittany has difficulties with her voice today, which will mean incessant picking on, from me at least, and possibly from others.
From everyone.
We can hope.
I expect and hope for it.
So we're going to pick up pretty much where we left off last time. When we last left our adventurers, the two women were dragging the statued men, as well as the children from Tijon, into the monastery to be healed, or depetrified, or technically cast restoration upon, from the sensei within the monastery. And do you remember his name, Kurt?
Sensei Raishan.
Raishan.
R-E-I-S-H-A-N.
Raishan was helping them out. And over a day or two, well, actually, maybe 2 days or so, the sensei, after casting the spell resting, because it's at the limit of his clerical ability, he was able to depetrify those that were petrified. And during that time, the monastery began being surrounded by Naga. And Naga are these large snake creatures. Technically, as a monster manual reference, they are monstrosities. And they are specifically spirit Nagas. These are spell-casting large snake creatures, about numbered between 20 and 30. Around the monastery at different times, and they started, after a day of assembling, they started to lay siege to the monastery, and it was all ranged spell attacks. And they hang around for a little while. During that time, the characters' fortitude and bravery and the skills of the monks are able to hold them at bay. And what we're going to do for a little while now is we're going to describe things that happened during this battle without actually playing it all out, just some memories that we're gathering from this battle. And each person at the table has different things that they'll mention, and we'll record that and have some fun with it. Who wants to go up first?
I can go first. So, in the process of leveling up...
that's another point. JJ, you want to mention what level we went to for each?
Yeah, we everyone leveled to level 7 as part of this prolonged battle. And as part of that, and the Naga's incessant spell slinging.
Incessant. Yeah, they are throwing at lightning bolts, trying to dominate people, hold person, using like mage hand to throw things around inside the place. It was just a mess.
So as a matter of necessity, Kalam'te gained the ability to resist spells with a greater fortitude. He now has a +3 to all saving throws, which should make it much, much more difficult to actually affect him with a spell.
So did he spend a lot of time throwing himself in front of spells?
Yes, he did. And that's primarily what it was, is he made himself a target for the spells, and he would try to draw them into himself, and then he'd retreat back to the back lines and heal himself up, and then make his way back up.
The monks would definitely help with the healing as well.
But yeah, another thing is, unfortunately, at some point, when the Medusa showed back up, the illustrious Aleyna lost her cool
And her voice.
and her voice. And I overheard her exclaiming that you can't come back more than once, which
You can't do that.
It-
Did she
it-
cry foul?
she did. She cried. She cried snake, actually.
She cried a lot.
Wow.
She cried, screamed, and completely lost it.
There's no take backsies.
Yeah, no do-overs.
And so at some point, I got to her meltdown. I would have pulled her aside and attempted to reason with her and calm her, and work her resolve back into something that can be defended. And with that, I would have mentioned that what this snake is doing isn't reincarnation magic. It's something else. It's definitely not actually coming back to life. She's just not dying.
Okay. Yeah, it's not. I mean, one of the things you could use to explain to her, it's not even magic. It's just something of that creature, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Who else wants to throw a couple of things out there? Kurt.
I'm happy to go. So
Go ahead.
this was a major battle at home. I mean, this is why our characters are up to level 7. So this lasted
this is like a month of battle with about 30 challenge rating 8 creatures plus all the help of the monks and you guys. It's a very it pretty much would be very little quarter at any given time.
Right. So because it was such a major battle, it was a major learning experience for all of us
Yes.
in terms of actual skills and also what we got to see. So there's far more happened than we could recount, but a few highlights. There were coordinated efforts, there was strategic planning, and then there were a lot of us doing separate things at separate times as part of the battle. And one of the highlights for Truk, at one point he went out of the monastery, and the monastery is up higher than the surrounding lands, as you described last week. And at on one side there's kind of a cliff and there's pine trees that come out. And at one point he actually planned and took vials that were basically bombs of alchemist fire and went out onto the cliff and out into the top of one of the pine trees. And then because of the skills that he had gained during the course of this fight and his leveling, he now is able to greatly reduce fall damage. And so he actually basically jumped out from 30 or 35 feet up in this tree in the cliff, and as he jumped out, scattered the alchemist fire on a line of the Naga and was able to kill and damage a number of them with this one move that he would never have been able to have done a month or two before. So he did that. He's very, very quick, was able to get back. But that was a particular assault that people saw and were amazed by for
Very
such
cool.
a
So
young
he was able
monk.
to bend the law of gravity briefly.
So
To some degree.
that sounds kind of like a fire moat.
Slow fall.
It definitely
Yeah.
it was a wall of fire.
Yeah.
and when
They were
it-
talking about building a fire
Yeah.
moat
Yeah.
last
Oh.
time. So that could have been part of it.
I was,
yeah.
that
Oh,
just
yeah,
made me
yeah.
super happy.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think of that. But
So that would have been part of that plan then. Perhaps you were able to pull it off a different way, so to speak.
And this was not, one vial. This was like I had
Truk does it
as many
cooler.
as I could hold, and
Yes.
basically jumped out in a kind of martial arts crouching tiger and just sprayed these vials.
And I could
out.
see as he's leaping from the top of the wall, he's probably saying, "Look at me!"
well,
Check
he's
me
being
out.
And
stealthy.
we all were.
Yeah.
Something else that he learned, he knew of a power that high-level monks in his monastery have, because his monastery follows the way of the open hand. And while he cannot do it, at a high level, certain monks have a skill that is known as the quivering palm, and it allows them essentially to master the vibrations and the key inside the body of an enemy, and at will essentially stop the life force of that creature. And so he saw Sensei Reishan at one point, basically meditating is not the right word, but focusing,
Drawing the power
controlling this,
within himself,
holding it
right?
until the appropriate time, and then at will closing his hand and instantly destroying the body, at least, of one of the senior Naga. So that was something that was an important learning experience for him, and something that he would certainly love to achieve at some point in his life. But then lastly, unfortunately, while Truk certainly would have been considered a hero of the battle among the younger monks, he's still not the highest level monk, but for his age and for his experience, he is much more talented than the average monk, and certainly ended the battle having earned a great deal of respect and love from the monks. But unfortunately, to some degree, he's lost at least some of the trust of his sensei, because at one point during the battle, the Nagas were casting, some of the spellcasters were, putting spirit enemies inside of the monastery and all these things. And as part of it, Truk saw one of his close friends, a young monk, Michaela, and he thought that she was in danger, and he actually grabbed from a case Sensei Reishan's sword. He has a magical sword that Truk thought would help defeat the spirit that the Naga had cast, but that the monks are absolutely prohibited from touching. They're not allowed to touch Sensei's weapon under any circumstance. And so he took it, he used it, he saved her, but in the process, he not only burned his left hand, the hilt of the sword burned it as soon as he picked him up, but also the Sensei is obviously displeased with what he had done.
What happened to Michaela? Was she saved?
She was saved. I mean,
Okay.
I got the sword, it burned me, I used it, it destroyed the spirit as I struck it, but it was not something that I was permitted to do.
Okay.
So Sensei, I mean, he respects what I did, he respects what I fought, but there's some level of distrust or disappointment with the violation.
Especially
of
a
the rules.
student of your magnitude should have done it without reaching for the weapon. Yeah. Clearly, you lacked confidence at a crucial moment.
Exactly.
And made a poor choice.
Exactly. But also, just for the people at home, in addition to the slow fall ability that Truk has gained, he now gets an extra attack, which means if it's used with Flurry of Blows, I could actually potentially get 4 attacks on a turn, two regular attacks, and then the 2
I'm
unarmed
looking forward
attacks.
to Kurt describing that.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
My unarmed strikes, which would usually be those bonus actions, now count as magical for the purposes
Very
of overcoming resistances and immunities. And then when we get to level 7, I get the evasion ability, which lets me evade area of effect spells by anything that would have done full damage on a dex save. I only take half, and if it would have done half damage, I take no damage at all.
Very nice.
Which is awesome.
I remember that from the Rogue previously. The Rogue used to do that. I
Yep.
can't remember the Monk, but
And
that's cool.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other little things, but significantly, because I'm in the way of the open hand, I also now gain the ability to heal myself as an action. I can regain hit points equal to 3 times my monk level, and then that regens, I think, after a long rest.
Does that add a Constitution modifier or just the Monk level?
Just monk.
Just monk level.
All right, so 21 hit points, pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh, sorry, I mathed quick.
You mathed
You
quick.
had to think about it. I saw that. All right.
So, Brit,
Brit, you ready?
I think so.
We already established Aleyna lost her voice, so you're good.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Did we establish how she lost her voice? Hypnotic?
She freaked out.
She freaked
Yeah.
out.
Well,
Oh, that too.
yeah. Yeah. The freaking out kind of made her a little bit hoarse, and then I'm sure something Nesolis did, which Nessie can figure out when it's her turn to speak.
No pressure, Mick. Yeah.
So yeah, it was previously mentioned that Aleyna did have a huge freak out because she has weird feelings about life, death, and the whole concept of coming back from the dead, which it was revealed was because she at one point did come back from the dead. There are no details on that yet.
Let me point out, give you a second to rest your throat for a moment. But during the waning days of the battle, it would have been then Aleyna who went into the looking glass or telescope at the roof of the monastery that they use for stargazing and etc. That you looked out and maybe you got a really big close up of Medusa 3.0, and that could have been what freaked you
the
out there.
face.
So you were the one that saw Cassidy, as her proper name is. You saw her come back.
Yeah. Huge freak out. But that was the end of the battle, or was towards
The waning
end of-
days, yeah. It only
Yeah.
lasted a half a day after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was her major disappointment with the battle, because during her freak out, a monk that was under her protection did end up dying because she wasn't mentally in a good enough place to have saved him. Things that she's proud of during this month or so of battling is at one point she did use her commander's strike to allow Nesolis to take an attack against a monster, and that would be when Nesolis learned a new spell. Did we say which one that was?
Not yet.
Not on the air, yeah. But she
Again.
did something really, really cool.
Again,
by
Nessie
your
will
prompting.
figure that out
Yeah.
when it's her turn to talk. I know which one I'm voting for. Game mechanics. Aleyna did learn 2 new, what are these things called? Maneuvers. She did learn parry and trip attack. Parry will allow her to reduce damage that she would have taken.
Excuse me. That was pretty
so
nasty, yeah.
gross.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to make you fight a platypus so that you can parry the platypus.
Very nice.
I'm so happy with that pun. Thank you.
It's going to happen.
She also learned trip attack, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You'll see that. You'll see that later on, or hear that.
What does trip attack do?
Gee, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm combining it with an egg beater and a staple remover. No one will ever figure it out.
She also gained Know
a
Your
second
Foe.
attack. What?
Know Your Foe.
What is that?
You have it.
Read your cheat sheet.
Thank you.
All right.
For those listening
we'll get
at
to
home.
that specific piece.
My husband is so wonderful. He decided that he was tired of us asking him questions so much during recording, so he made everyone little cheat sheets.
Yeah, JJ and I exchanged a chat where I wanted to come up with something like that, and his idea was what you have in front of you. And if it doesn't work, we have other options.
There's just no helping us if
Yeah.
this doesn't work.
What
pretty
we
much.
really want to get to is that when it's time to attack, you know what dice to roll.
I don't know.
That's what we're shooting for, because that's, I think, what we struggle with the most often. I'm going to attack. What do I roll?
High hopes for the group.
Are you ready, Brit?
Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead.
I gained Know Your Enemy.
Moments ago.
Yes. If I spend at least a minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I can learn certain things about it.
Cool.
Which is pretty much exactly what it sounded like.
All right.
Yeah. Did I just get this, or have I
No,
had this?
you've had alert since the beginning.
All right, guys, I've had a cool thing that I just found out about.
Oh, wait. Did you just say she's had alert since the beginning? That's kind of funny.
The irony is not escaping me. I apparently cannot be surprised as long as I am conscious.
Well, I guess we'll have to start each battle with you unconscious.
So when we were sleeping,
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So if I were the one,
When we were sleeping,
yeah,
that we were, each of us took turns.
Yeah.
You could not have been surprised during that round where I was held person, whole
Yeah,
person
you were
was
surprised.
successful.
Yeah, faux show.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
too bad everything happened on your watch when I was unconscious.
Yeah, make me feel worse. Thank you.
No,
Water
I mean,
under the bridge.
No, but here's the thing. It happened on your watch, and we still defeated the things, which means your watch was successful, so you have nothing to feel bad
Nice.
for.
Thank you.
I like that.
I like how she spun that.
It
She's
was
really
very good.
Very,
I tried to do that last time, too, and failed.
very, very smooth. Very smooth.
Hey,
Smooth.
hey, if I get to vote, hold on.
No, we're doing banishment.
Mickey was
But I
already
really,
picking which spell she wanted
really
to use
liked the other
for the
one.
Commander
We're not
Strike.
doing tentacle sex.
No.
But I wanted to have tentacle sex with you, Mickey.
Maybe this episode.
Never mind, I forgot that your character's 16. Jailbait.
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 And for those at home,
Did I hit all of my points?
Right up to the tentacle sex, yes.
I hit a lot of points during set tentacle sex.
Exactly. You went over
Hey,
the top. Bonus points. That was the bonus round.
oh shit. Okay.
You ready?
As I said off the air before we started, when I took the whole week off, I felt good listening and knowing that I was not the most perverted one in this group. Because even when I wasn't here, Mickie and Brit kept it real.
You're going to try
That's
though,
how we
right?
roll. That's how we roll.
You're not giving up that title, though. Not easily.
Oh, please don't.
Anywho, so Nesolis.
Oh, hey, yeah, there's another person.
There's one more person. So Nesolis has become more and more trusting of her diary. At first, it was just a chore, and I think we're going to get a little bit into Nesolis' backstory in a bit, so the folks at home get to learn a bit about it. But at first, it was just kind of like this chore, this thing that she knew she had to do in order to gain more power, was to write in this wicked cool old book,
Grimoire.
Thank you.
Grimoire.
Wicked cool old book.
You can speak like the entire language Spanish, but you can't
I
speak
can't say.
grimoire.
Yeah, whatever. I've got quirks. It makes me.
I like
it
it.
makes me interesting. So as she's gained more confidence in writing this book and is starting to trust it more, she's gained more power, which has allowed her to level up to 7. So one night, she's writing in her diary, and this wicked cool spell pops up, which is called Banishment. So Banishment allows her to do exactly what it says. She gets to banish if this creature fails on their save. She gets to banish this creature for 1 minute. So if they're of this plane, essentially she sends them into kind of like a parallel plane where they're incapacitated. If they're not from this plane, she basically kicks them back home.
Nice.
So the wicked cool thing that she was able to do during battle was, Aleyna, I said your name right.
Oh my God, I'm so pleased.
Lined up a Naga in such a way that she was able to perform this spell for the very first time, and that gave her a huge boost of confidence, which, she was kind of feeling a little bit down after letting everyone down, and now having Kalam'te also petrified as a result of some of her actions. So she was feeling a little down on herself. But now she feels a little bit better. But of course, true to form, she was, kind of a little cocky and learned a new spell called Hypnotic Pattern. And after Aleyna's freak out on the battlefield, that really affected her because she sees her as, a big sister figure in her life, someone who she tries to emulate. And it kind of shook her how freaked out Aleyna was. So she tried to kind of hypnotize her in order to make her feel a little bit better, but it kind of backfired on her. So that didn't work out so hot.
Oops.
So she feels kind of weird about that and is like apologizing profusely to Aleyna. She's like, I'll do your laundry for a week. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. And the last thing that happened was, we've spent quite a bit of time in this monastery, and we all know of her kind of like holding her little secret torch for Truk for a while, even though, he's always rebuffed her and just kind of seen her as this annoying little kid kind of following her around. She still has the little chip of hair that she knocked off of his statue. But she was, while he was practicing his way of the open palm with Michaela, she kind of was taking a walk and kind of stumbled upon them and saw that, and her little heart was crushed. And she's just like, oh, God, he really doesn't love me. He's not just playing hard to get. So she's finally over it and kind of finished growing up and let go of that little bit of that childhood, just, what's that word, infatuation.
Yeah, that would be a good reason.
With his
puppy love.
Her little puppy love with Truk is finally, she's willing to let that go and is willing to actually focus attention on growing up and refining her craft as a warlock. Some other things that she gained is she took the way of the actor, so she gained Mask of Many Faces. So now she can basically cast illusions to make herself look humanoid and kind of change her appearance a bit. So that's going to be interesting. She can also mimic characters or people.
Okay.
After hearing them and interacting with them for a while. So I think she's going to be a little more... Well, we'll see how it works out. But she has the potential of being more of a stealthy, sort of spy-ish person.
Neat.
Awesome.
Does anyone have anything else from the battle that they want to bring up? No? All right. Before we get on to Nesolis's portion to start us off on the adventure, one of the things that will come out of the battle after a day or so where the Naga have disappeared and it is presumed they are not coming back, the general consensus is they are gone for now. Sensei Rayshawn will, because he's currently not speaking to Truk, will direct Michaela to lead you to the monastery's treasures, where the group, the 4 characters, are going to be able to choose a couple items out of what is there. And the way we are going to do this on air is we're actually going to roll up these magic items randomly right off the bat. So none of this is predetermined. We're going to see how it works out and see what we end up with. The first thing I want to do is I want each person to be able to get one magic item from the magic item table C. Now, this is the things like spells and scrolls of spell scrolls, potions, things like that. This is on page 145, JJ.
Yep.
What do you want us to roll?
So what I want for this
Get out
table,
your
it is a
D100s.
100.
Is this in the DMG or the?
This is in the Dungeon Master Guide, page 145. Now, JJ has a copy of the DMG there, so after you roll it, we'll get the stats out of that while I keep my copy over here.
Okay.
Okay? So what I want to do is I want to have each person roll one time for this table, and then we're going to move on to a different table where we roll 4 items, and then once we have them, people can decide which is best for whom. But for this one, you'll just grab, there's one box, a grab bag of different things, and each person can roll individually here. We'll see what we turn up with.
All right. So,
So
Go
how do we
ahead.
roll
Brittany,
the-
go ahead and roll first.
All right.
What's your
That
number?
is a 75.
All right.
75
I'm in
is...
the top quarter.
Elixir of health.
Yep.
Boom.
So you write that down, Britt, on your sheet,
All right.
Elixir of Health. And once we are through with this, JJ can give you some of the stats on
Kurt.
it.
My turn.
Yep.
Kurt, roll that D.
Kurt's
Sorry, I
grabbing-
was just reaching for the nuts.
Kurt's
The
grabbing
trail
some
mix.
nuts.
All right, here we go. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop at $10,000.
71. That's a spell scroll of the 5th level.
Wow,
Wow.
nobody can actually cast that
Ooh.
yet, but it's something you can take
A
along
5th
with
level
you.
scroll.
Now wait, would
Yeah.
I? So even though I'm not a magic user, I can use this.
You just
No, you'll hold on to it for now.
right.
We'll write
Mickie?
that down. I'll figure out what the spell is. I think to make it useful,
27.
we'll make it
Why do you
a
make it sound
sorcerer
so,
or
like,
wizard spell.
Plus
so that
2
she can cast
ammunition.
it.
plus 2 ammunition?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
But we don't have
Who was
anybody
that?
that can sling anything. Me.
Okay.
And then for myself.
Eleyna has a bow, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I think I might have darts.
Alyssa.
Maybe.
57
Don't
for
start that
myself.
shit now.
What?
I missed it. What happened?
He called you Alyssa.
We got
Potion of
You
heroism.
got plus 2 ammunition. So write down, if you would, plus 2 arrows. 20 plus 2 arrows, Mickie. That's what you would
20
end up
plus
with.
2
Yeah.
arrows?
What was that?
Potion of heroism for myself.
All right. So now these are just some items that we're laying around. The others are, we are going to go from, I think we're doing magic item table G,
Okay.
because that is the plus 2 stuff.
Yep.
And we are going to go both with the left side and the right side. Because the left, well, are we? Hold on, let me see.
Left side.
Well, that's
trying to
how you
look at
get
what
to
the
full
difference-
100.
Strong side.
That is all the way through. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So I was looking at a different one too. Okay. So
How scrolls work?
what we're going to do here is everyone's going to roll, but we'll assign the things to the right people as they come up. And once we roll what it is, we will then also move on to rolling the features about it, who had created it, and these are the items from page 142 and 43.
Right.
So
So
we'll do that.
we
got
after we
Brittany
roll
up.
the
Are we
items.
rolling percentage dice again?
It is percentage, yeah.
Thank you.
She got a 10.
Okay.
No.
No. Is that 100?
That's 100.
That's Wings of Flying.
Yeah, 100%.
Wings of fly.
Awesome.
Wings of Flying. That
Dude!
may be a cool monk thing, actually. At the end of the flight, you can just fall.
That is so funny.
That's awesome.
So make sure that's written down.
Yep.
Wings of flying.
Who's up next?
Kurt.
Picture me rolling.
They hate it.
Yeah, that's you. What you rolling there, buddy?
45.
That
My
is
Colt 45.
studded leather.
Glamoured studded leather.
Glamored studded leather. I can't
We
wear
have
that.
to look up what glamoured is.
Glamour
I can't remember now.
studded leather.
Yeah.
Mickie.
I think that's the first time you've ever referenced a song and I've
61.
understood the reference.
A little Tupac for you.
Mantle of spell resistance
That's pretty cool. Mantle of spell resistance.
for myself.
69. Just kidding.
That's
No,
a,
just
that's
nine.
a 9.
9. That's a
90.
+2 weapon.
Right?
Woohoo.
So what we can do for that is let's look at least on on its surface the things we got. So JJ, if you want to flip quick to Wings of Flying, see what they actually do. I will look at Glamoured armor, or at least I'm going to try quickly, and we are going to figure out who these things should go to. Glamoured studded leather. While wearing this, you get a +1 to AC. You can also use a bonus action to speak the armor's command word and cause it to assume the appearance of a normal set of clothing or other kind of armor. So it is studded leather armor that you can make look like any other clothing or other armor.
Doesn't help me since I can't wear
Right.
or don't wear armor.
Who would wear that?
That would be Brittany, who actually
Cool.
uses studded leather armor.
There you go. So the glamored studded leather would go to Brit. So let's write these down because we're going to do its features after this.
So Brittany gets the glamored studded armor.
And if you want to put on there, Brit, 172, that's the page number if we need to reference it
All right.
again.
So Wings of Flying has a typo in it. I'm going to speak this typo when
Cool.
we get to it. It's on page 214.
I'm
All right,
going
I
to
want to
love
take a look
this.
too.
While wearing this cloak, you can use an action to speak its command word. This turns the cloak into a pair of bat wings or bird wings on your back for 1 hour, or until you repeat the command word as an action. The wings give you a flying speed of 60 feet. When they disappear, you cannot use them again for 1 die 12 hours.
Who wants to fly? I still think it'd be cool for the monk, considering the other two things.
What are the other two things? It's
A mantle of spell resistance, I think, and +2 weapon that I'm sure is going to end up with JJ.
I
So I
should
think
probably take those.
You could fly, buddy. And then when the flying wears off, you just fall.
I could. That's awesome.
That's pretty damn cool.
That is pretty cool.
So Kurt, you want to write
I'm gonna be
Wings
able
of
to be
Flying?
like Hawkman.
Write Wings of Flying, page 214.
Oh,
Got it.
Falcon.
Oh yeah, you've got your computer. And then the mantle, JJ, you got that one?
I did not turn to it. Let me do that real quick.
All right.
That was mantle,
Mental
of
spell resistance
resist.
would be good for.
Mantle of
for
spell
Mickie.
resistance.
Yeah, I always think, I'm not sure why, but I always think of the magic user wearing that.
Craziness,
Oh
right?
yeah, you have advantage on saving throws against spells while you wear the cloak.
I like
There
it.
you go.
Which is good.
That's a
if
very
people are
simple
trying
one.
to break your concentration. or-
Exactly. Especially
Warlocks
since I have a lot of
concentration, right?
I have a lot of concentration spells.
And then
now.
JJ, what kind of weapon do you want it to be? That's what it will be.
It will be a great sword,
Okay.
but I don't know what kind of great sword.
It's
really
a
great one.
it's
A really great
really
one.
cool.
Ha.
Good sword. All right,
Got there
now
before you could.
you did. We'll start with you again, Britt. We're going to have first a D20 roll to find the origin of this, and I'll give you something. You need to write this down because I'm going to go back to you guys later to send me this information.
Okay.
So roll a D20.
13.
13. And what was the item you got again?
Glamored studded armor.
All right, so the armor, it is parts of the armor, maybe the studs on it are made from fish scales, and this is really shiny, nice stuff, okay? And possibly shells, like hardened shells for some of the studs. This is, it was originally created by a water elemental.
Dude, you're Aquaman.
Okay? So you have elemental water.
Not what I'm drinking.
From water elemental.
Yeah. That is the trait itself. Now roll a D8.
Still me?
Yep.
Yes, you.
Okay.
We're going to do 4 different things. This is a
Okay.
detail from its history.
8.
An 8. All right. So, so as part of it, there is a symbol that you don't understand, like some kind of rune, right on one of the shoulders. We'll say the left shoulder. But there's a clear symbol there, and what you had rolled was symbol of power. So it was clearly special to somebody at some point in time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now a D20. This is going to give it a minor property.
19.
A 19.
That kind of makes sense.
The minor property is illusion. It is imbued with illusion magic, and I'll read more of it afterwards when it matters. Right now,
That does
just
make
write
sense.
illusion. And lastly, this is what quirk it has. We're going to give everybody a quirk as well because I want
Love
to have fun with
quirks.
this. This is a D12. They found a use for that 12-sided die.
Holy crap. I can't remember if I've ever rolled this before.
You did now.
It was a 3.
A 3.
I don't want to roll that one again.
The quirk is covetous. The item's bearer becomes obsessed with material wealth.
Oh, great.
That was the only thing that my character didn't want.
But
Dang.
you will probably notice it is happening because of the armor, and we'll find a way for you to fight it. If you want to, of course.
My
Kurt,
character is suddenly a
Your
crypto.
wings.
I like
It's time
this.
for the wings. A D20 to start it off.
All right, D20. 9.
9 is those. Oddly enough, those wings are of dwarven craftsmanship.
What?
I'm
Yes.
confused.
There are dwarven runes worked into the design.
That's weird.
They needed to
Yeah.
fly too, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're
Dwarves
mining
wanna
and
be
the floor
light,
gives
too.
out, yeah. Come on. And now a D8 for a detail from its history.
It's a cloak? Is that how it started?
Was it a cloak? Yeah.
It's a cloak.
Yeah.
But it must be magical. Do our dwarves do magic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dwarves
Sure.
make the
It's-
majority of the magical items.
There's
7.
lots of magical stuff in this world.
Okay. All right, here we go.
He
8.
doesn't want 7.
I got a 7.
It's
He
still
got a
7.
7 anyway. All right. The key word for this is sinister.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Bum,
Okay.
bum, bum.
And I'll work out the rest of that. But you just make sure you record that for me.
Yep.
I'll work out something of it. Then you have a D20 for its minor property.
20.
All right, so you're actually going to get 2 minor properties because for a 20 you re-roll or you roll twice, re-rolling any additional 20s. So you're going to get 2. What is this first one?
15.
Well, let me do that one first. The 15, the key word is unbreakable. This item can't be broken. Special means must be used to destroy it.
Okay. And then I roll again.
Yep.
We have to throw it into
3.
the volcano.
A 3, conscientious. When you wear it, if you undertake a malevolent act, the item enhances pangs of conscience. Conscience, not
Shouldn't be
conscious.
doing too many
conscience.
malevolent
So
things.
it's like
Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket?
So
Yes, it
he's
is
like a
Jiminy Cricket.
super
Jiminy
monk now.
Cricket on your shoulder.
Well,
Yeah.
it's sinister and conscientious at the same time.
Well, there's
Ooh.
reasons. I'm going to make them up.
Is sinister the major property?
It is a
Sinister-
detail from its
Beautiful.
history.
Yeah, detail from its history. What I will tell you when that comes up, when I make it up, it will be what happened in its past.
Now a
Maybe
D12.
that's why it has a super
A
conscious.
D12 for the quirk. What you got?
A 10.
10.
A 10 is possessive.
Uh-oh.
This item demands attunement when first wielded or worn. So perhaps that's why when you grabbed it, it immediately made you keep it, even though we were thinking
This
about
friggin'
others
thing
having it.
is the ring.
It is.
And it will not allow you to attune to other items.
Ah.
Oh.
So
It's
we'll
like
have to
a-
figure that out if it comes up.
It's like a jealous lover.
So
You can't
possessive.
act
I
Yeah,
is
really
the key word.
appreciate you being the one to say that, Nessie.
Although presumably I can just get rid of it if I don't want it.
Possibly.
It's unbreakable.
No.
You can't kill it.
It's unbreakable.
Well, special means can be used to destroy it.
And it's
But you
sinister,
don't want to.
I have to take it to Mordor.
but it's
I already
conscientious.
made that
When you-
joke.
when you try to
sorry.
do something crazy to kill it, the conscientiousness makes you feel bad about it. And then
So
the
it gives you
sinister
guilt.
part of it.
It is like a jealous lover.
I'm going to be like a schizophrenic.
Yes.
I'm going to love this.
JJ, you want to go up next?
Sure.
All right, roll that D20 for who created it or was intended to use it.
3.
That is a 3.
A 3 is
Human.
human. It was
Human.
created during the heyday of a fallen human kingdom. Makes sense. This may actually be something from your past that you're not sure of yet.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
All right, a D8.
Yep. T8 for detail from its history.
I have an 8.
An 8. So it also has a symbol of power. And we'll go right there now. It is a symbol you recognize from Ashkarath.
Askarath? Okay.
Ashkarath. You're not sure what the symbol meant. It's been a long time. But it is a symbol from your history.
All right, and we
Symbol
got a
of power.
D20.
Yeah.
A 12.
A 12 is whenever this is songcraft. Whenever this item is struck or used to strike a foe, its bearer hears a fragment of an ancient song. Also nice. So an old Ashkarath, maybe death hymn or something.
Oh, a theme song.
A theme song. You're going to have your own soundtrack. But only you can hear it.
And 3.
A 3 is covetous. You become obsessed with material wealth. Even more so.
Because the power of
Perfect.
capitalism.
Yes. No, I don't want 1 coin anymore. I want 2.
By the power of capitalism.
Nesolis.
D20?
D20 to start.
18.
16.
18 is
What?
giant.
Oh,
This item
sorry.
is
Just kidding. That was a 16.
son of a Fey. So it has a
Fey.
Fey origin. It's
That makes sense.
exquisitely crafted from the finest materials and glows with a pale radiance in the moonlight.
Does it glow in the moon?
Yeah. So
Like
it's
your
actually
eyes.
It also will shed dim light in a 5-foot radius in the moonlight.
Oh, fantastic. So it's a giant beacon to where I'm standing.
Yeah.
Any metal is also silver or mithril.
We'll say mithril.
What?
Yeah.
What's the next?
Now roll a D8 for a
D8?
detail from its history.
7.
7, sinister as well. People
So
kept getting
everyone rolled
7.
7 or 8 for
Yeah,
the
that's
detail
great.
from history. Okay.
I'll
Can we just
come
hear
up
the
with
stats for the rest?
I'll come up with the other thing,
A D20
or what
now?
the sinister means after. Yeah, just make sure you're writing
14.
it down for me. 14,
Correct.
temperate.
It means it's warm.
Yeah, you suffer no harm in temperatures as cold as negative 20 degrees or as warm as
Keeps
120,
me warm.
and cool.
So it's from 20 degrees to 1.
Negative 20 to 120.
Sweet.
That's
No
actually cool.
harm from those temperatures.
And the last
And
one's
last
another
one's a D12.
12. 8.
8 is muttering. This item grumbles and mutters.
Fantastic.
The item
Yep.
itself.
A creature who listens carefully to the item may learn something useful. I will probably use that if you remember it. Not tonight, mind you, but sometime later. You might be listening and hearing the muttering of the mantle
wait a
on your
minute.
shoulders.
Now she's got a diary that talks to her.
And a cloak.
A cloak
Yeah.
that talks to her.
Yeah.
I don't need
Who
friends.
do you
you
think
say
gave her
about
the
being
cloak?
shit- Schizophrenic?
Any friends.
We're going to have some issues.
She's wearing all of her friends.
I'm thinking now that she also can disguise herself as any other humanoid. Maybe Truk might be a little more interested.
Possibly.
Get rid of
No,
the horns,
she's over here.
She's
you know?
still
I know, but-
16.
She's
I'm
over
only like
here.
19.
She might have aged a little bit since. I mean,
Yeah.
she has to have aged a month.
At least
because we
7.
just
But
went
she had
through a
just
month.
turned 16.
I'm not that much older than her. I mean, I'm like 19 or 20, right?
And when you're looking
Still
for some
chubby.
tail, she's the only one in the group.
What's that?
When you're looking for some tail, she's the only
Ha
one.
ha
In the
ha,
group.
tail. I get it. Ha,
Yeah,
ha, ha.
tiefling tail. And stuff. Thank you. I'll be here all week. All right. So those are pieces of the monk's treasures, the things that they have collected over the years. And what I will do is I will ask you guys to remember, send me what you got and the key words that I gave you in an email. I'll make up a story for it, and we'll recount those the next
Okay.
time. So when you find them and present them to the sensei as what you're taking, he will have told you a little bit about what they know from these items. Now, in addition to that, I want each person to also be able to have, let's say, 2 healing potions with them.
Sweet.
So write that down. Just a standard healing potion. I think it's 2d4 plus 1, I think is the number. So it's not a lot, but it is what the monks will spare, because I believe you guys are about to go off on an adventure.
2d4 plus 1 each.
I think it is. Someone might want to look it up to be sure, but I'm pretty sure a regular healing potion is 2d4 plus 1.
That's 8 healing potions that they parted with. That's quite a bit.
Well, they're able to make more.
Okay.
They just need time to do it. And since you guys helped out, and again, you're presumably going off on an adventure.
Adventure time.
Yeah. So we're going to continue that now. If, Mickie, you would bring up the things that Nesolis learned towards the end of the battles.
So towards the end of the battles, Nesolis was writing in her diary, and she's recounting her story. Again, she tells her diary how heartbroken she is about Truk and Michaela.
She has at least one little tear fall onto the
One
page.
tear falls on the page, and the diary's consoling her and says, there, it's okay. And then she's like, I'm so excited about my new spells and my banish, and I look forward to practicing them some more, and I hope you have more guidance. When all of a sudden the diary kind of vibrates on her lap. That could go bad. And
It moves in alarm.
it moves in alarm. Thank you.
I
And
would say alert,
says-
but you wouldn't get it for like 7 levels if it was alert.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Lord. Anyway. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so the diary all of a sudden tells her Dentalion is coming for you. You must go and seek the Fey Oracle.
The secret grove
Excuse
of the
me,
Fey
the
Oracle is the
secret
only
grove
place you can defend yourself.
Thank you. The secret grove of the
So
Fey
I wrote the
Oracle
diary stuff, so I kind of remember
is
it.
the only place
Yeah.
you can save yourself.
Yep.
And those are the last words that the diary gives her.
The demon is coming for you soon.
The demon is coming for you.
What was
And
the
of
name?
course, no matter how
Italian.
quickly you could try and show it to somebody else, they can't read.
No one else
it's
can
special
see it
writing.
because it's for me
Yeah.
only. So of course she like flips out and goes, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
Aleyna!"
I'm sorry. Can I just interrupt? You know
No.
how teenagers write on letters for your eyes only?
Mm-hmm.
Your diary is literally that.
For your eyes only.
You are the epitome of teenager.
Just for me.
That's right.
No, I'm sorry.
So she
You,
flips out and goes, Aleyna, look at this. And then, of course, she's like, I don't see anything. Nesolis, I'm trying to sleep. And Nesolis is like,
Poor
no.
Aleyna would be so freaked out. She'd be like, oh my god, what? She'd squeak too, making you feel even worse.
Speaking of freaked out, I'm just rereading my cool stuff. I misspoke earlier. Flurry of blows after my attack gives me 2 unarmored strikes. So
Told
now
you
I
that.
get
You get
potentially
4.
6.
No, 4. You get 2 attacks,
Boop, boop.
and then you can do Flurry of Blows as a bonus action. So 2 more.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I can't do 2 flurry of blows.
No.
Correct.
Turns out you didn't misspeak earlier. You misspoke now.
I did.
Yeah.
I'll just go back to my corner.
Go back in your corner and read your book. Where was I?
So you were bringing your concerns
bringing my concern up to Aleyna,
Yeah.
and Aleyna then says, "Calm down, Nessie. It's not that big a deal." And just like my diary has never done this before. This is like serious. I know it's trying to tell me something. I don't understand what it means. What demon? What is she? What is the diary
What
talking
did it
about?
say?
It said, "The demon is coming for you. I must seek." Say it again, diary.
Let me. I was actually going to write it here and hand it to you. The diary over the last couple of days of the battle issues several warnings to Nesolis. The first is that Dantalion is coming for you soon. And the second is the demon will be here soon. Be ready. And the last is you must seek the secret grove of the Fey Oracle. It is the only place you can defend yourself.
When was the last warning given?
Just
Just
now.
now. Just when she freaked
No.
out. Is that for me?
As far as
thank
you
you,
said
Dave.
that was during the month-long battle.
It was the last couple of
The
days.
last couple of days.
So is this after the battle is over and we've gotten the weapons and everything, or is this still before that?
After. So
Okay.
we're
The last
So
kind
as of
message
right
would be,
now, we are free to do something about it.
Yes.
We're not caught up with
Yeah.
Spirit Naga and
No.
correct, because I mean
It's at the end.
we've
Okay.
collected our gear.
right.
We're ready.
Yeah. My
we're
concern was
basically.
it was said that that was during the battle, which would be before what we were just talking about.
No.
Oh no,
But now we're back to after what we were just talking about.
we're after the battles.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
So
wake the
help!
others.
What do I do?
Wake the others. We have to go.
Hey, Calamity,
Yo,
wake up!
yo,
Yo,
Yo. Yo. Is he sleeping with his new weapon
I am.
and his old one?
And his old one.
Ooh.
Calamity. My book has issued a warning, and I don't know what it means. Perhaps you do, since you were so wise. Oh, Calamity.
Wow.
Warning?
Dang. Truk didn't pay enough attention to her.
What kind of warning?
It says
It said
the
things.
Italian is coming for me. It said the demon is coming for me. And
Almost finished writing it.
it said that I have to go to the the Oracle. I have a horrible short-term memory,
Very
you guys.
slow.
There you go. Your diary.
I have to seek the secret grove of the Fey Oracle. It's the only place I can defend myself.
Do you know where this Fey Oracle is?
Of course not. I wouldn't be asking you if I knew what
Dear
it was.
diary.
Should have been gone already. God.
The diary won't tell me anything else.
Do you know who Dantalion is?
Of course. Which part of I have absolutely no idea
Will
what
your
this is.
Does the name ring a bell for me?
No.
will
Does-
your
Does it?
robe tell
What do you know? This would be an intelligence roll. So let's do an intelligence roll here. And I've got a DC set for this. As she describes this to anybody, they are welcome to roll against my DC. Have you found the Truk yet, or you're just
I'm
harassing these two?
just
so
harassing
far?
these two so far.
That gives me a 15.
Okay. So I am going to give you a little bit of information. You know, that name rings a bell insofar as in training as a paladin, the holy parts that you didn't pay that much attention to, Dantalion was a name of a demon.
Oh, wow, okay.
Definitely
What number
like
did you
really big, badass, like opposing good gods kind of demon.
Okay.
What number did you get?
I got a 15.
You got a 23.
Oh, snap.
Snap.
So you paid more attention in early paladin school.
Yeah.
Because you were a paladin at one point that
Briefly.
maybe other people don't know about yet, but I'm saying it because I know. Dantalion is a trickster demon who is often found roaming the earth in various disguises, harassing humans.
Great.
He's also very bad as well.
Okay. What I wanted to know is how to get to the fairy thing.
Well, it's too late for that. I was going against the other one.
Okay.
You'll have to roll the other one next.
Okay.
The Fey Oracle.
Yeah.
Trying to look up.
I don't know anything.
Okay.
Do you remember my proficiencies?
That was a 6.
for
6.
Dexterity?
6 you don't.
For
So
the,
there's probably an oracle somewhere.
So do you say this to me?
of course.
So a trickster demon, why the heck would a trickster demon be coming for me? I didn't do anything. I mean,
Maybe that's why.
the deal with
No.
the deal with the hypnosis wasn't that bad, was it?
No, you're good.
That's kind of funny.
And I mean, we helped Truk out. I don't get it. Why are they coming for me? What did I do? Whine, complain.
So this is a trickster demon ultra bad guy dude. As a tiefling, you're aware that one of your parents is a demon.
What are you talking about? What do you mean a demon?
You're also in a place that has libraries and people of great knowledge as well.
Take my hand, come with me. We're gonna go find books and stuff.
what are
Wait,
you?
they know how to
what-
read, right?
Yeah, I
True.
do know
They
how to read.
are talking in the hallways, passing your room as they're headed
Is
on the way to the
Michaela in there
library.
with
Yell
you?
over your shoulder.
Is
Truk, come
Michaela in there?
Truk, we're gonna go look at some books. I need
She's
your help.
She's just a friend.
Okay, can you be bothered to join us
I
now,
don't care
Truk?
who she is. I need your help.
A friend with open hand benefits.
I'm a monk.
Yeah.
And
I'm coming with
gonna
Alyssa,
go along
Alana,
with the group?
Helena.
Helena,
for the
even
record,
start with an A.
Elena,
for the record,
No,
I
I know
said her
it's
name
Elena,
correct.
right?
you did. Which is why everyone else is saying it wrong.
schmucks.
The thing is, you're going to confuse her, and she's going to go back to it, so stop.
Yeah, like how I started calling you Turk last time because she couldn't say Truk.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like a 5-year-old.
Didn't say that.
You implied it.
All right, so Truk, you're kind of familiar with the library at the monastery.
Layout of the library.
It uses the monkey decimal system.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
The worst sound to try to make when you have no voice.
Pretty much.
Ooh.
What do you got? What do you want to look up? What? I mean, do you want to fill Truk in on what's going on?
I'm not
Because
talking.
he's just been harassed for sleeping with a girl.
I'll tell him.
Thank you.
I wasn't sleeping with her.
Aleyna, can you
I was
please
hesitating.
tell
I
Truk
will
what's going
update
on?
our monk friend.
You're standing right next to him. Can you tell him, that guy over there? Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, I can show you the library and what's where. And
Yes.
it's not a particularly extensive library. The monks, we value simplicity, so we keep only the most important texts.
Exactly.
So we do have
Okay.
texts that cover a number of subjects, but it is not a large library.
Okay. I'm going to explain to you that what I know is that Nessie's diary. Thank you. Nessie's diary was talking to her
Again.
again. She's the only one who can see this.
Of course.
Hey.
You didn't see that. Neither did any of our listeners.
She made the crazy symbol.
Her diary told her that there is a trickster demon, Dantalion,
Correct.
coming for her. And what I mentioned to her is that she is a tiefling, which means she is part demon, and she doesn't understand. Are there any books on the subject of demons or...
Yes.
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yes, there are several.
Actually, there was one on the origin of species,
So when a mommy demon...
written by Lawrence Darwinian.
Yes, and I would be able to point those out to you.
So, what does the player's handbook say about tieflings?
That would be a good place to
That
look.
might be an interesting read out loud, if it is applicable.
I am not reading anything out loud.
Well, not you.
I would be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Dragon
As the monk
Lord.
looks at the shelves,
There
the
it is.
ancient volumes, he finds the tome from Wizards of the Coasts.
There you go. You have it, Mickie?
The 5th edition.
Yes.
So if you want to read maybe a couple of the paragraphs out loud, it would be what you would find in this tome of knowledge.
So, infernal bloodline. Tieflings are derived from human bloodlines, and in the broadest possible sense, they will look human. However, their infernal heritage has left a clear imprint on their appearance. Tieflings have large horns that take any of a variety of shapes. Some have curling horns like a ram, others straight and tall horns like a gazelle's, and some spiral upward like an antelope's horns. They have thick tails, 4 to 5 feet long, which lash or coil around their legs when they get upset or nervous. Their canine teeth are sharply pointed, and their eyes are solid colors. Blah, blah, blah. Skin tones cover the full range. Yada, yada, yada. Hair cascading down.
Nesolis, I think you missed the more important part, which you'll see above says that
I'm not speaking to you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
they suffer insult in the street and see the mistrust and fear in every eye. To twist a knife, tieflings know that this is because of a pact struck generations ago. Because a pact struck generations ago infused the essence of Asmodeus, overlord of the 9 hells, into their bloodline. Or Asmodeus, I never know how you're supposed to say that.
Good enough.
Their appearance and their nature are not their fault, but the result of an ancient sin for which they and their children and their children's children will always be held accountable.
But what does that mean?
Any of you can explain it to her if you like.
It means your daddy was a demon.
What are you talking about?
Assuming that we already know her mother's not a demon.
What are you talking about? Mom said that I was the result of a blessing from... I'm blanking on her name.
Lalara or something like that. Lalara?
Lalara.
It sounds good.
Lalara. That's what it was. Lalara. Mom told me that she prayed to the goddess Lalara, and the goddess Lalara granted her desire to be a mom, and that's how I came about. And she said that's why I look different from all the other boys and girls.
I see. Your mother was a very skilled liar.
Aleyna is going to hug Nessie.
Aww.
And just pet her hair. And her horns. And her hair. Just quietly pointing at the obvious.
Okay. What other information do you want to find out? If you even want to find out anymore.
I'm like very traumatized right now.
It very well could be.
That's the petting.
Earth-shattering revelations.
This is earth-shattering revelation for her.
It wouldn't have to be that her father was a demon, right? But that it's in the bloodline? Is that right?
Unless it's in her mother's bloodline. As far as she knows, her mom's a human.
Well, that's a human.
And you knew your grandmother on your mother's side.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
Also human.
It was also human.
there's a good chance that the demon came from the other half. Now, I'm not saying that this is the
And
demon.
The mother
Mostly
thinks
'cause
that
I
this
don't
is
remember.
some kind of immaculate conception
Yes. That's
a-
what she told me.
from a god.
Don't disillusion her.
Okay.
She'll figure it out on her own time.
Just
So the
girl who
other
just
the other
dragged her
half
to
of
the
the
library.
the other half of the equation is this base circle or Fey Oracle.
Yeah.
Do I know of any powerful Fey Oracles?
Oh, do
Let's,
you have maps?
yeah, there would be maps of some types, as well as some basic information in there, and this is where we get to more roles. Let's do anybody who's going to look something up or consult their own knowledge would give me an intelligence roll.
Nesolis is not willing to do that.
I have a 19
just-
for
She's very
figuring out by remember any bait oracles.
I have a natural 20, a
Nice.
natural 6 on my d6.
Wow.
Plus 1 is a 27. I know everything except how to
Gosh,
talk.
yeah, I guess.
You can't roll any better than that.
So
Literally.
Kalam'te found the right book, and Aleyna pretty much
Snatched
read it
it.
like speed reading, right?
You like those
the
Brazil
place to start looking is halfway across the world. There is when it talks about groves, her message talked about the secret grove of a Fey Oracle.
Which happens to be on the map.
The reference you have is druids. Throughout the lands, druids are also called oracles, and they are the only ones that maintain groves. And their groves are bastions of nature. And it kind of makes sense that that would be a place to defend yourself. And as far as you know, the most powerful would be found about halfway across the world to the east. Yes.
How do we procure steeds?
Steeds. And on that bit of information, we're going to wrap up this session of Adventures from the Shed, and we'll pick up with some of those clues on our next session.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Fare thee well.
Penis.
Josie voice.
As the battle at the monastery wanes, Nesolis receives ominous warnings from her diary. Sharing this information with her companions, they begin to fill in some blanks from the young warlock's past. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.